Yo, 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 what's happening, good people? Welcome back to the halftime with your boy Vegeta. If you're hearing me and I'm out of breath, it's a life lesson that don't eat before you go live. The food will sit on your chest, people. So that's a lesson learned. But yeah, people, welcome back to the halftime with Vegeta Summer. And as I'm sure you've seen from the title, from the thumbnail, 10 Hogs Days. And yes, we'll talk about 10 Hog in a moment. But first, people, I've been seeing all of these player ratings on all of these channels. I've been seeing A's and B's. I've been seeing 8 out of 10s. Did people forget we finished 8th? I had to check the table again, good people. I said, surely not. How are we giving ratings of 8 out of 10? An A, a B, when people have finished the season on 8th? Look, I understand that we're judging their individual contributions, but as a collective, it was a rubbish season. And I can say that now with the euphoria of the FA Cup, I'm glad I didn't do this right after the FA Cup. Obviously emotional. We won the cup. Rah, rah, rah. Happy, 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 happy. But come on, people. But anyway, guys, before we get into this, let me play the intro and then we're going to look at the real player ratings. No way. Yes, people, we are indeed live. And if you're new to this channel, people, subscribe. Please like the video on your way in. You don't show up to people's house with your shoes on and then you just walk into the house. So like the video, share the video. And if you're watching this after the fact, please comment. Please subscribe, turn on the notification bell. All of that good jazz that you hear on YouTube. I see you. I know you're spending hours scrolling and you found this video. Support the thing, guys. Now down to business, people. The real player ratings. Now I'm sure some of you guys are looking at this and saying, "What do you mean by the real season ratings?" Hey guys, like I said in my intro, I've been seeing some scary stuff, and maybe you saw my thumbnail and you said, "Bruno, I don't like that." Well, people, let's engage. You let me know. I'm gonna be real. These are just how I saw the season. You don't have to agree with me. Let me bring up the tier list that I'm going to be using for this season rating. Just so that you see what I'm doing, just so we are together. Hmm? Obviously, here I've got this season squad. There are going to be some faces missing, people. Just want to put that out there as a disclaimer. Obviously, not everybody is on here. I'm not going to be adding Danga, Stance on the Floor, 2024, Danga. Nope, not going to be doing that. I'm not going to be adding people who are out but are technically still part of the season. So no Voldemort, even though he had a good season. No Sancho, even though he made it to the final of the Champions League. He did play, but he technically played more as a Dortmund player, if I'm not mistaken, than he did a United player. So don't crucify me. And once again, people, just like with the last episode of the Halftime with Vegeta, this is this stream is in partnership with Purple Ostrich. This time, I have remembered to drop the Instagram link in the video description, so you can click on that, check them out. Really cool people, um, working alongside me just to help me grow my channel. I will hopefully be improving my audio situation very soon. I know people have said it's cool, but obviously, I'm always striving to be better, to do better, to learn a little bit more about this YouTube game. But no, thanks to Purple Ostrich for partnering with young creatives such as myself. Sorry, why am I stumbling on my words? And yeah, people, please click on the link, go give them a follow, and yeah, check out their stuff. I believe they do have some stuff that's coming soon that I don't know if I can speak about, but just follow the channel and you'll get all the details from there. And without further ado, people, Altai Bandia, or as I call him, the keeper who could have been. Remember, let me paint a picture, guys. Let's go back to a time when Andre Onana came in, when we had finally gotten rid, as some fans say, of David De Gea, right? And we finally got this ball playing goalkeeper, right? We were excited to not see balls just being kicked out of play for fun. But what we actually got was a disaster class in that first half of the season. Getting knocked out of the Champions League, balls going through his hands. And what were people saying at the time? I'll remind you guys, people were saying, hey, when's the AFCON? Can we have the AFCON back? Can Onana go? And when Onana was trying to, by all means, stay at United, I'll train with Cameroon and then come back. We all said, dude, no, go play for your nation. What are you doing? Because the truth is, we were not happy with what we had gotten. We were not happy, people. That's just the reality of it. And we wanted to see what Altai, and I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, I'm sorry. I was not given time to be acquainted with you. I mean, I think I saw you once in this season. And that was that one game when Onana couldn't play. And I needed to paint that picture because we really did want to see Bayendea play. But Onana, through hook and crook and every sort of simulation, he played. Okay. Like I said, I think Bayendea either played 1 or 2 games. People are starting to be corrected again. Let me know in the comments and in the live chat. But because he hasn't played many games, I can't really give him a rating. That's why I'm like, some of the ratings I've been seeing are really wild. But at the same time, before I get into this, let me actually explain this tier list. I don't like the whole A, B, C, D, E, F, G, X, Y, whatever that people have been using. I don't like the out of 10 because I feel like what that does psychologically for people is that it makes them feel uncomfortable with a player that's had a terrible season. Ooh, a 2 might be harsh. Ooh, a 1 might be harsh. Oh, but we got a trophy, so I'll add them a bonus point. No. They're either had a world class season, they've either had a great season. I mean, world class, I don't have to, like, guys, when you're winning leagues and Champions Leagues and doubles and trebles, those fall in your world class um category. And traditionally, with a United player, what you've always wanted to see is them perform as far up as world class because we are one of the biggest clubs in the world. Great. So they weren't world class, but they were still great. The performance, I mean, not the talent. That's another thing people get conflated. I'm not talking about the caliber of the player. I'm talking about the contribution of the player to the team throughout the season, right? And then of course you've got good. Anything from poor to not to no data, nothing. We can't assess your performance. It's bad because even when we had 4 strikers, our strikers were still playing. So the last thing you want to see is your players in the poor. You don't want to see your players in the poor category. What's happening? What X? What did I? What did I mess up, yo? I'm still figuring out all of these YouTube stuff. So if I made a mistake, people, my bad. We'll fix it in post. In fact, yo, I'm glad you're here because I know what you're on the fence on the moment. I don't know, where are you at the moment, bro? Fence, out, unhappy. Just let me know. You mean my alphabets, bro? I'm just like tired of the tiering list. I should have been clear. So yes, my alphabets might have been all over the place. That was just me rage quitting at people's idea of player ratings for the season. No, this is why this is called the real player ratings. So okay, whatever, bro. Okay, I do know the alphabet. Okay. But without further ado, people, like I said, you don't want people in poor and NA. But unfortunately, we're gonna have people like my friend over here. I can't assess you. I can't assess you. What did you do? You had one good game. I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I can't even remember that performance because Onana was right there trying to check the coast. Am I safe? Am I safe? Nah. NA, bro. Anybody who gave him like a 1 or 2, you are lying. What are you assessing out of 10? You're a liar. No, I think he should get an E. He covered for Onana. No. Yeah. Thank you for answering my question, bro. I think my advice to people, to fans, don't be Ten Hag in, don't be Ten Hag out, don't be player in. Just support Man United. Okay? Support the club. Be mad at the club. When the club makes dodgy decisions, be mad at them. Because we've tried the player thing, we looked like we were stupid. We tried the manager thing, and then we realized I'm not happy with this manager. So rather support the club, because all things failing or succeeding, the club will always be here. But anyway, let's carry on with the tier list. So Ben Dia, not applicable, my friend. Mm-mm. Oh na. Hey, I painted a picture for you guys just now. This man was poor in the first half, but then we saw a mini comeback at some stage. I remember he had the save in the Champions League, and we were like, "Oh, is this Onana's comeback?" And then he did dodginess again. So Onana had a mixed. He had a mixed bag of a season. And to be fair to him, I know that what's his name, David De Gea, had his own wobbly couple of seasons when he joined. It's not easy. You're putting on the number one shirt of Man United, but I feel like he was oversold to us with his abilities. And I think what we came to realize was just how bloody important it is for a goalkeeper to be able to save a goal. All jokes aside, yes, the feet thing is nice when you're a Man City, when you're going to have most of the possession and you're not facing 200,000 million shots, you know? But when you're Man United with a minus goal difference, actually having a keeper that can keep the ball out of the net with their hands is very good for you. But I will be fair to Onana, and I'll say, bro, you had a good season. I was selling you at some stage, but you are safe for the time being. You're safe. You're there. You're good. Does it mean that I shouldn't be looking for another keeper if you have another bad season? No. Of course, I'm going to look for another keeper. But you are safe because you're not a priority position for me this summer. The next player on loan didn't get much of a chance. He started out in the left back. People were like, oh, did the World Cup lie to us? It's very hard for me to assess his season because he's hardly at game time, played out of position, played a couple of games. Feels harsh to say poor. So for Amrabat, I saw stuff I like in the last couple of games, but I don't feel comfortable giving you a rating. He didn't play. Not applicable. No C's, B's, or in betweens. Nothing. You don't get a rating from me. You're just there. What the club choose to do with you is on them. Also, I didn't put these people in positional order. I just created this tier list for the sake of this video because the next person up is Anthony Dos Santos. And I'm going to put him in the poor category because I just think he's an expensive Beyblade. Some people agree with me, my friends. I know who you are. But I was not feeling Anthony at all this season. He had a poor season. And I know people say mitigating circumstances. But again, I support the club. I don't support players. These players just happen to be employed by my club to do the thing of playing football. And if they don't play that football well or they are out of commission because of personal mishaps, that is on them. If they're getting injured, my man, like, go see a physio, go see doctors and find out what's wrong with your body. If the United people are dodgy, do what's his name, Casemiro did. Go consult other doctors. Go sacrifice a goat if that's what you believe in. Go fast. Go do something. But I can't. I will take it into consideration. Of course, I'm not evil. I'm not a bad person. But I am going to be very strict because we finished eighth. Eighth with a minus goal difference. And unfortunately, Mr. Dos Santos or De Silva, my expensive Blade, my friend, no, Chief, it was a poor season. Oh, Spider One. Man lost his powers like Peter Parker in Spider Man 2, bro. What one, bro? Slide tackle was the one thing you had going for you, and all of a sudden, no more slide tackles. Don't. I did not like that. Poor Casemiro. Casemiro. Hmm. Oh, he's not happy with the manager. Oh, he's being played out of position. I don't waste my time. Poor. Now we come into people. I'm gonna put big people. I want you to understand something, guys. Nobody. I'm gonna caveat. Nobody is going to make it into world class. Nobody had a world class season. Okay, nobody. So this man right here, I feel like he was our player of the season, which for our season is. But I'll put him at the top of the good tier. Eh, you're player of the season. If we're giving out awards, you're the player of the season. But well done, Delo. I think you've improved. You've shown yourself to be a very competent right back. I think you're far ahead of Wan Bissaka right now in terms of your position. I think you need somebody who's either at your level or better to challenge you. And we see what you do next season, my friend. Ahmad, I'm just gonna put an NA again, another player that was underutilized by the manager. I can't say poor because you've had good performances. Did Ericsson also play? Yeah, no. NA. Garnacho, did you have a better season than? You know what? I'll put Garnacho ahead of Onana for the mere fact that he did the bicycle kick, which I believe was the goal of the season. I think I can't remember, and that was reminiscent. I know people say Rooney, but it looked more like a Ronaldo overhead kick, you know. And maybe it's because of my bias towards the kid being a Ronaldo fan. But I look at the goal that Ronaldo scored against Juventus and Garnacho's goal, and it kind of looks carbon copy. Rooney's one, the technique is not as clean as Garnacho's one, as well as Ronaldo. That's why I don't put them in the same category. But other than that, bro, you've got a lot to work on. I'm not giving you great yet just because you are the hot flavor at the moment. Johnny Evans, good. Can't complain. Steady Eddie did his job when he came through. Happy for you, my friend. Kwambala, filling in when times were tough. Had a good season, buddy. Yes, you were skinned a few times. You young player, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. You will learn. Don't worry. We need worry. You're still young. My brother Mark pulling through to show some support. Is anybody gonna be world class? I don't know, bro. Can you be world? Can you have a world class season when you finished eighth with an FA Cup and a -1 goal difference? I know people are gonna be like, why is this guy harping on about this? I want people to say when they say, why is he giving out these ratings, for them to understand. Nobody had a world class. It's just there for people to see where people should be when we're judging them next season. I want to come back to this video and say this is where the player was last season, and this is assuming they're still here, and this is where they need to be next season, right? So I don't know, Mark. My personal opinion: nobody should be in the world class category. They didn't have a world class season. Nobody. Period. Next player to be judged by Vegeta Sama, the prince of all. I don't know how many Saiyans we have left at this point on Earth. Bruno Fernandes. My friend, at some stage we took you for granted. We said, let's play football without Bruno, and then we didn't score. Bruno is an integral part of this team, but he had a pretty dismal season. But I don't think he was far behind the law for player of the season for us. He was an integral part of our season. There's only one other player I might put ahead of Bruno this season in terms of performance, and that's just because of his composure as a young kid. Not poor people. Don't be angry. Not poor. Using my trackpad instead of my mouse. It's Kobe Mano, breakout star of the season, And I can't put him at great because he was injured for the first part of the season. He came back, been pretty consistent. A lot of people doubted his ability at this level of the game. Yes, he was good at the I think under 21s he played, under 21s. But there was always a question around his abilities at the men's football level. And obviously, for it to be classified as world class, I need to see him do what he did this season, the entirety of last season. Sometimes taking the game by the scruff of the neck, scoring some important goals. I'm thinking of the Wolves game in the last minute. He shimmies past a couple of people, you know, and then with the final of the FA Cup, doesn't waste time. Bruno plays the ball, he touches it. It's just such a beautiful touch around the keeper. Scores the goal, wins the FA Cup. Fantastic season. Our star boy. He's going to the Euros. I hope he doesn't get injured because again that affected the start to his season last year. Um, but no, overall I'm pretty happy. The future is bright, and I want him to keep his feet on the ground. But he seems like the a very level-headed player. So yeah, kudos to you, Kobe. I think outside of the low progression this season, I've enjoyed watching you grow from strength to strength as a player. Obviously, you're not perfect because you're young. You have had a couple of um, oh, type of games, but you're young, dude, and you haven't been the worst. So yeah, no, I think yeah, you had a good season. Anybody who's upset with that can go argue with their moms, their dads, their fellow United fans, but not with me. This is my rating. Victor. Hey, Victor, did you even play this season? The injuries that have plagued us. I feel like you've played, so I'm gonna put you in poor. But were you? Nah, Casemiro wasn't. You know what it is? I'm gonna put you at the bottom of the poor pile. Cass and Juan Bissaka, yeah, and then Victor, and then Anthony. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Happy with that. Happy with that. Hope there are no objections with that. Gonna move right along with the next person's rate. Mr. Always Injured. Uh, I'm gonna give you an A, bro. I believe you're not even fully fit right now when you're going to the Euros. What are you doing? Sure. But you know what? It's fine. Go have your international tournament, and I hope you come back fit so we can sell you. That's all I'm gonna say with Luke Shaw. I'm over Luke Shaw, Mister Timothy Maguire. This is what I've called Maguire in a few games because for a player that was on the transfer market last year, has stripped off the captaincy, no fuss, no social media campaign, kept his head down, and played his game. I'm not gonna be pushing agendas. I'm not gonna be biased, brother. In fact, nah, I can't. You had a terrific season. You had a good season. You had a good season, bro. I like the attitude. I wish you had the talent to go with that attitude. I wish you had the pace to go with that attitude. Then we wouldn't need to buy another centre back, maybe one more to accompany you and Licha. But oh my gosh, yeah, I am happy with Harry Maguire's performance this season. Ice cold Martial has been melting. He's not ice cold. He's room temperature Tony Martial right now. He's not ice cold anymore. He's room temperature. That Ballon d'Or clause is starting to look like what were we thinking? Were we smoking? Was the crack cocaine on the table alongside the contract? Because why, oh why, did we put a Ballon d'Or clause? What could have been uh, is never going to be now because he's gone. Let's move to the next one. The Butcher. Uh, this is another tough one because when he's played, he hasn't been poor. But at the same time, injuries. I'm gonna put you just after Kwambala because you've been good in the games you've played. Licha, you've shown us your leadership. You've shown us just how important you are to us. We've missed your passing when you've not been with us. We've missed the high fives. I know people make fun of that. Oh, they celebrating high fives. Yes, I'm celebrating high fives. Okay, his vibes. He's the butcher of Manchester United, and he's like the captain without the armband. And I'm so glad he's fit. He's apparently looking good for Argentina. Guys, I don't watch outside of Africa and maybe sometimes European international football. I can't be bothered to be waking up in the AMs to be watching Copa America. But I hope he has a good tournament alongside Garnacho in Argentina. Scotty Too Hardy, I'm actually going to put you above Garnacho because Ten Hag figured out what makes Scotty Too Hardy tick. And I would play the GIF that everybody hates, but I'm not going to do that. My channel is still young. Like, share, and subscribe, people. I do need people to like. I do need people to subscribe. So I'm not going to play the GIF or GIF, whatever you call it. But Scott McTominay, man, like he found his position. Man doesn't want to receive the ball. Man doesn't want to be driving forward with the ball. Man just wants to find position and score goals. Second striker things, he does it well. He contributed. Some of his goals have saved our life. Scotty Too Hardy, good season. Should we keep him? No. I still think we need to sell him. I know some people want to hold on to him, but at this stage, you people just enjoy pain. If you still want to keep players like Scott, sell him. Good season. Mason, number 7, nonsense. Take that number away. You had a nothing season. Can't rate you, bro. Chelsea are laughing all the way to the bank with that 60 aims. I mean, I thought the robbery was them getting 60 for Kai Havertz, but Kai actually contributed to Arsenal's season. You did a whole sack of nothing and you wear the number 7 shirt. Poor. Strip it away, put it aside until an actual sourcing player plays for United, then we can give them the 7. People must end that number, man. We can't be giving out that number like it's lollipops at the dentist office. What's wrong with us? This club has no dignity. That's why the fans are giving people B's and C's for such a subpar season. We're so used to being kak as a team, just kaka, kak, makaka, poop. Then we out here giving people like, even at Chelsea, I didn't see anything for Mount that said give him number 7. Like, are we sick in the head? No, man, take that number away from him. Rashford, poor. I can actually rate your season, bro. You play games, poor. Poor. At least Anthony had the right attitude. This guy is crying on the final game. Oh, it means a lot to him. Why didn't it mean a lot to him at the other games? Oh, cry me a river, dog. Sell this guy. Telling us about a tough season, a personal life. We all have personal lives. Life is tough for all of us. Yes, your toughness is different because you're a celebrity and you're rich, but it's tough for all of us. But you took the contract list last year. You said yes, please. So play for that contract that you got last season. Otherwise, I hope INEOS will put you on a box and like Beyonce say to the left. Because I'm over Marcus Rashford. I'm over the purple patch. I'm over the what he could be. He's 26 years old. And he's not going to get any better than what he is right now. Hoyland. Rasmus is tricky to rate. I mean, and people are going to say, I'm so harsh to Rashford, but I'm rating this man as having a good season. I'm going to put him at the end of the goods. He's having a good season by proxy of the fact that our wingers are just allergic to crossing a ball. When they on the other side of the pitch, all they see is goal, goal, goal. Even when there's no net, goal, goal, goal. Even when there's no chance, goal, goal, goal. Even when they are being marked by 3 people, goal. These people don't like passing. And then we rely on Delo and Wan-Bissaka to cross the ball. Wan-Bissaka, who people are saying can't cross the ball, must cross the ball. I mean, I don't know what this modern football nonsense that we keep preaching is all about. But what I am saying needs to stop is the over-reliance on fullbacks crossing the ball into the box as if we don't have wingers. We've got a plethora of wingers that don't pass, that don't cross. No, man. What's the point of having a striker then if everybody wants to shoot? I'm not saying they mustn't score goals, guys. Yes, wingers obviously score goals. We've seen them individual over the head, but there comes a time and place when you must prioritize your striker getting the goals, especially when he's making runs. Come on, man, do better, United wingers. But also you, Rasmus, you're still young. I'm going to give you a chance. It's not your fault. But at the same time, I've always said, and I'm gonna keep saying this: if we get a better striker, sorry for you, sir. You're either gonna match that level or bench. I'm not gonna sell you, bench. You're good enough for that. You make an impact clearly from the bench. But I do hope to see like an Ivan Tony. I don't know if United will look at this because United doesn't like smart deals. But hopefully Ineos does. And they'll look at somebody like Ivan Tony so that we can have a striker that can score goals and make Rasmus hungry and keep him hungry. Regulion, dog, you were here for a good time, not a long time, And then all of a sudden, we don't have left backs and we are playing Amrabat there. A waste of a loan. Uh, Amrabeezy makes it look too easy. And then we've got the Rolls Royce. I'm so sad to see Varane go, bro. Of all the people we're just letting go, people were selling. I feel like Varane is the one person. If we could have negotiated a lower contract, I know we're trying to fix the whole contract situation. If we could have kept Varane and maybe signed another centre back instead of two, because I think we need two now that Varane is gone, that would have been perfect for me. But again, this is a ranking list based on the performance of the season, and I think Varane had a good season. I would say he was definitely better than Maguire. Yeah, better than Garnacho, definitely. I just think these guys here, 1, 2, 3, 4, they just really like. You take away the stuff they've done this season, and ninth will look like child's play. Will look like an actual horror film. And I don't know if I've missed anybody. Again, people, I'm trying to rank people I remember watching. A lot of these guys I had to remember. Did they play? What happened? I think most of them was either not being played or injuries. These guys were poor. Go argue with yourself. They had a good season. Nobody had a great season. Nobody had definitely nobody had a world class season. Now, Eric Ten Hag. How do I judge the manager's performance? Honestly, I'll put him at the top of the poor list. And this might sound crazy when you've heard how happy I am, perhaps, with the decision to keep him, but that's for different reasons. Eric Ten Hag's first season was good. In fact, you could say it was great based on the expectations we had going into that season. But guys, you can't be breaking every bad record and tell me you've got a good season just because of one FA Cup. That cup simply puts a plaster on the gaping hole of a season that this has been. We've been embarrassed. We have had no confidence going into games. I've almost had to ask every single damn stream I've gone into with other people, what the hell are we doing? There's no midfield. We're getting run through. Onana's getting shots every 10 million years. You're playing Rashford out of form for no reason. And you're lucky to get poor. You could have got an NA. You could have got an NA for real if it wasn't for that FA Cup. But you get a poor. And you get the top of the poor. You were just poor. A good season would have been top 6 at least with the trophy. A great season is exactly what we had in your first season. Low expectations. Third, a cup. Happy days. We did poorly in the Champions League. I think people forget that amnesia settings. But Ten Hag, you've been given a lifeline by INEOS. And I think that's a very good segue into the next part of the stream, people. Eric Ten Hag is staying. Sorry, excuse me, people. I told you don't eat before stream. You're gonna be very gassy. You're gonna be unable to breathe because your tummy is full. Lucky I didn't have any pap, otherwise I would have itis, and then I'd also want to sleep on top of that. But yeah, Eric Ten Hag is gonna be here, gonna be the manager next season. Thank goodness. I was getting tired of watching United streams every day saying, will he, will he not? I got particularly offended by the journalists who were saying he's definitely gone before the FA Cup because that just caused a major disruption just before a final. I almost felt like they wanted City to win just so they can have something to laugh about, something to crucify Eric Ten Hag with, because they don't like Eric. I mean, I know they don't like United in general, but they've got a special dislike for Eric Ten Hag that I didn't see with Ollie, not even with Ralph. And Ralph was pretty brutal in his interviews. So I don't know what Ten Hag has done to these people, but there was such a great distaste that it got toxic. And with INEOS taking their time to make a decision, I almost felt like they were letting the media control the narrative, allowing them to publish stories about Tuchel, Deserby, Southgate. Ugh, that makes my blood turn cold when I think about it. Southgate. English fans, I sometimes wonder if you actually know what football is because people want to tell us there's a reason for Southgate to be hired as a manager when England itself has done nothing in these tournaments. Phew, get out of here, bro. Oh, I might need to take a shower or something just after that thought. But no, it's been very disrespectful, I think, to Eric, because whether you wanted him or you didn't want him, I just felt like the club needed to be the one that controlled the narrative, be decisive. I don't think they needed this full 12, I'm sorry, 12, this full 2 weeks to review a person they've been watching for a few months now. But yeah, people, David Ornstein dropped it yesterday, 10 Hawks days. I see Mark, who, if you're familiar with the channel, guys, you know that Mark is an Arsenal fan. So Mark is very happy. He wants to see more suffering from us next season, as an Arsenal fan would. Um, but yeah, 7 Hawk, 10 Hawk is staying. How many stocks do you have? One, two, three, four, 5 plus 5. He's staying. What to the journalists who said he's going? Because clearly them journals are just not like us. Hmm? Not like us, not like us, not like us. But we move people. Like I said, I think I changed my stance a few times during the season. At the beginning, I was obviously for Ten Hag. I would say I was a avid Ten Hag inner, especially off the back of third Champions League and Carabao Cup. The euphoria of not being a banter club every week, having a solid home record in our first season. Yeah, I was very much Eric Ten Hag in. But when the tough got going, and I was on the fence, and eventually Ten Hag out, I had an epiphany to say that, whether Ten Hag stays for 10 years and does well or does poorly and is fired next year, I'm still going to be a United fan. And I'm not going to attach myself to any particular manager or player. And from that day forward, I didn't really care whether or not he was staying. I cared about the results on the pitch. And until he wasn't, he was the manager. And until he wasn't, he was responsible for making sure that we're successful. And I know all the Ten Hag outers have to swallow a bitter pill in light of the fact that Ten Hag is staying. They're all, or most of them are almost having to say, well, I support the club, and I guess by proxy, I'll have to support the manager through gritted teeth. And to them, I say, guys, support the club. Ours is to support the club. That's why we're called supporters. It's to look at the results as they present themselves, not how we feel. Because, with all due respect to United fans, our feelings about the manager mean nothing next to the results produced by said manager. For instance, you might not like Ten Hag, but you might like the results, or you might not like the results. They might perform or they might not perform. And at the end of the day, the score line is the only objective thing you should be caring about. It doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care whether you're Ten Hag in or Ten Hag out. It speaks to whether your club is going somewhere or is it moving backwards. And your job as a supporter is to try and help your manager and your team move towards the moving forwards, move towards the 3 points, move towards the it's April, it's getting tough, but we're trying to win the league. I think somewhere along the line, football fans forgot what being a supporter means. I think we got so caught up in clicks, in being right, in saving face, that we chose narratives over the football club. And I think the Ten Hag saga speaks to that. Some people, whether it's from a place of frustration or pride, will continue to be Ten Hag out and will go as far as not to even support the club. They will wish for the club to lose, which then I have to question, are you a supporter of the club? Because whether you like it or not, INEOS has made the decision that, as the title states, Ten Hag stays. And to those that are Ten Hag in, you may be jubilant at the decision that's been made. But are your loyalties and affections with this manager or this club? Because again, the truth of the scoreboard is what you should concern yourself with. And if your manager and players do nothing to contribute to that, it should not faze you if they are removed from their positions and replaced by another. Yes, who replaces them matters, because at the end of the day, not just anybody can replace Ten Hag as manager at United or a player at United. There are standards, but those standards are set by us. We're called the biggest club because we are one of the most successful, and I would like to believe that most of us came into supporting this because maybe it's a local team, maybe you are in Manchester, but maybe for us who live outside of the continent or outside of the city of Manchester, we grew accustomed with winning. We were addicted to winning. Heck, we sing, we've won it all. We've won the lot. It's our song. So don't ever let any manager, any player take that away from you. Don't attach yourself to them. Attach yourself to this badge. Ten Hag, the ball is in your court. We will see you in the preseason. We will see you next year. INEOS, you've made the decision to go with Ten Hag. Back him. And I want to see statement sales. Sell a Harry Maguire off the back of a good season. I don't give a damn. We need to do better. We need better. Sell Rashford. I don't care about the PR that's attached to him. I'm not supporting United because of Rashford. I was a supporter of Manchester United when Rashford broke through to the ranks. But if Rashford is not feeling like he can contribute anything to the club, sell him. Jacob Sancho and his tantrums, sell him. Keep the best players, get rid of the rest, and bring in more players. Listen to your scouts, let people do their jobs, and for heaven's sake, get rid of the medical team because they're having to Scooby what they're doing. That's all I'm going to say on Ten Hag, okay? No. No, Mark, you can't let me add my whole monologue and you have this. No. You can't, not on this earth. Not on this earth. You can have, who are we selling right now? What position do you get? Oh, I don't want to give you Rashford. I mean, he's crap, but he's not that crap. You can have Facundo. Facundo Palistri, I think, is for sale. You can have him. He might be good for you guys. You can have Scott. Can score goals just like Havertz. You can have Scott McTominay. Who else can you take off our hands? You can have Maguire. I don't know if you need another defender. You can have Tom Heaton. I don't know why we're giving him a new contract. Maybe you need a third goalkeeper. There's a lot of people I'm looking to see leave. But before we get to the people leaving, I want to end the show by looking at playing a game. And this is something I've come to enjoy on other people's streams and some of the work I'm doing with some of my friends at 97 Pigeons. Look out for them on YouTube, people. Also, another team that's partnering with Purple Ostrich. We are recording stuff. We're going to be published. We're going to be posting soon. Just look out for that stuff. But yeah, games. We're going to introduce games on the halftime. Because I also like games. I'm not a serious person. But this will be a one-sided game because I'm playing like a wheel type of a game. We're gonna play who is United gonna sign? Because you know us at United, we're always like linked to every person under the moon. We're gonna sign everyone in the whole of the world. As long as they are for sale or they're linked to Arsenal or Chelsea or City, we're going to buy them. Not jokes, guys. We can't buy every person. We're broke. We can't. Remember? United is broke. But hopefully, I don't like this. It's not showing properly. Let me. Oh, too much. Hang on. Yeah. Oh, this is what I get for not using my mouse. Alrighto. How does this work? Cool. I'm gonna do a Liang shuffle, 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 so that everything is above board. Now, for the one person who's supporting, big up to you. See you in the chat. Who do you think from the names you see on the screen, United are most likely to sell first? I mean, to buy first. What am I saying? To buy. Because we're looking at incomings. In the next game, we'll look at outgoings. But based on, these are people that, after doing a little bit of research, apparently we are linked to them strongly. There is a high probability we're talking to people. So I didn't just go choose random names, guys. These are legitimately people that United are linked to. From these names, even in the comment section, before I click on spin, let me know, who do you think will be the first name based on this wheel? Because me, I'm personally hoping we sign Ivan Toney, like I said. Yeah, I've heard about Braithwaite. For that price of his, nah, chief. I think he's like 70 million. Nah. I'd rather sign a Todibo for like 43. Honestly, he looks good. Let's spin this wheel. Let's see if the wheel agrees with Mark. Wheel, who are we gonna sign first? Ooh. Jonathan David is the striking option that we're looking at, I believe. I know nothing about Jonathan David, but according to the wheel, he might just be our first signing. And I know I've got a couple of options here, but we're going to limit it to 4 options because, again, people, Man United is broke. You can't afford to sign the whole world. So, according to the wheel, Jonathan David will be one of the 4 players that Man United sign. Guys, again, this is not fact based. This is just a game. We're just playing a game. I hope I'm playing it right because this was by a suggestion by one of the viewers on a channel that I support a lot. But according to the wheel, Jonathan David, I might do a. I'm actually gonna note this down somewhere. I'm gonna do a watch along, not a watch along, a scout along with hopefully my man Sachiv, or AKA Kenny TV. We're doing a scout throughout this transfer market just to see what we're getting because your boy don't watch other leagues like that. So I'm just going to be watching compilations of these players, and I'll add Jonathan David to that list of players. Alrighto, Jonathan David. Let me hide you so you don't come up again. Hide choice. Alrighto, people. 1 player down, 3 more to go. Remember, we're only signing 4. Mark, are you still sticking with Braithwaite? Is that how you say his name, Braithwaite? Or are you going for a different option this time around? Remember, we can only sign 4 players. We're on 3 now. I'll give you 2 seconds. 1 second. And we spin the wheel again. Hey! looks like Mark is a football octopus because you guessed correctly, bro. Apparently, the second player that we're gonna be wasting money on 70 million. Gosh, this wheel is really trying to kill the limited budget that we have. Is Braithwaite, who I also don't know a lot about. I've only seen him when we've played against. I think he plays for Everton. I've only seen him when we played against Everton. I don't know. I don't like this. We don't have money. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if he was like a reasonable, like 40 million, 50, we can do like a 45 plus 5 add-ons type of situation, but not that price. But anyway, the wheel is in charge. It's not about me. So we're signing Jonathan David and we're signing Braithwaite. Gosh. All right, we've got two more options. Wheel, can I at least get Ivan Toney? Jeez. Give me a competent striker. I know we got Jonathan David already in the running. Or maybe Todibo. Give me Todibo. Because I need two centre backs anyway. Mark, what is your guess, buddy, for this next round? Braithwaite is gone. I'll just give you 2 seconds to just type. Then I'll spin the wheel. Righto. While Mark is making up his mind, I am going to spin the wheel. Call him Nostradamus. Call Mark Nostradamus. Wow. Mark. I set up this wheel like well in advance. Like, what is? Are you hacking? Are you hacking? What's going on here, buddy? That's 2 out of 2 for you. So we're signing Jonathan David, we're signing Braithwaite, and we're signing João Neves. And Mark's got both of his predictions right. Jeez. Remember, people, subscribe. We're going to be playing a lot of games. There's a lot of stuff that I'm learning along the way and stuff that I'm kind of figuring out. So we're going to play a lot more games. But this is for the people we're going to be signing. Let me hide Neves. Final guess, Mark. Let's see if we can make it 3 out of 3 guesses of the 4. I've got nothing right. I'm still going to hold on to Tony because I really want Ivan Toney. I'm willing to give up Todibo at this stage. So, of the names remaining, who are we signing, bro? I will give you 2 seconds again. Oh, again, another player I know nothing about. Xerxes. He sounds like Xerxes from 300. That's what his name is. Is it 300? Wow, the Persian emperor. Xerxes. If we get Xerxes, I'm gonna have to add him on the comp. I'm gonna add him on the comp list anyway. To be honest, I'm just gonna add him for the fact that I need to have a plethora of players to do the whole comp along thing. Joshua or Ivan Toney. I've seen plenty of Ivan Toney gameplay in real life because I do watch the Premier League. I don't need to watch compilations. But Xerxes, we'll see. Not a chance, but what? Nah, Mark. I think you might have to change your name to Mark. What are we gonna say? Mark Stradamus? Richard Damas? Mark Richard Damas? Because clearly bro, just text me the lottery numbers because you clearly know something I don't. Wow. Okay. Mark got 3 out of the 4 players that we might be signing right. Just to recap, he first guessed Braithwaite would be the first signing, but it went to Jonathan David. He stuck with Braithwaite. He got it. And then he guessed João Neves. He got it. And now Joshua Xerxes. I don't know how you say it. Sorry, I'll learn if he becomes a player. And he got it right. I guess I'm not getting Ivan Toney, guys, according to the wheel. Is this an omen of what is to come at United? I don't know, but INEO doesn't make decisions based on a spinning wheel. So, at least I hope not. I hope gone are the days when we're looking at Twitter and fans' opinions for what players to buy. Ineos, listen to me. We're the supporters of the club, but you're the owners. Make your own minds up. Don't do what I just did. I was just playing games. The wheel was for fun. Choose the best in class. But you know what? Congrats to Mark. I guess although there's nobody else, you've technically won the wheel of fortune. And in the next episode of the Halftime with Vegeta, we'll be looking at the same wheel, but we'll be looking at outgoings. Who's gonna go first, and who are we gonna sell? A lot of people don't have a lot of hope with regards to our sales. I think we'll at least, I hope three players get some money from them. Most of them will go out for free. It is what it is. Don't renew Tom Heaton. Don't renew Johnny Evans. Stay away from those deals, United. Um, and I think we'll have a good summer. Slow summer, I'll say that. I think people shouldn't have high expectations. Ineos are tightening the purse straps, which they should do, honestly. We've been wasting money on rubbish, on Kaka, on Dudu. And if I have to go through another season like this season, I will cry. Embarrassing. This whole season was nothing but embarrassing. But hey, people, look, this will be probably because I'm not going to do a lot of transfer stuff. I realized I'm horrible at the journalism stuff. I'll rather just join my fellow YouTubers on their streams and talk transfers. But if you do want to see transfers on this channel, it is our channel. That's why you're the subscribers. I will change my mind. I will cater to what you guys want. But until then, we're just gonna do the Euros. I am doing a watch along for the Germany game. I know a lot of people like Germany versus Scotland. It's not good, but it's the opening game, and you never know what you're gonna get from the opening game of any tournament. So yes, we will be covering the Euros, people. So like, share, subscribe. Let me know how you feel about the streams. Um, I know the whole Avatar thing is a bit for people who are used to seeing faces, and I don't know how to do the whole 3D thing. I'm not that creative. So I have made a plan. That plan cost me money, so I'm waiting for it to drop. We'll see how we can bring a lot more emotive because I speak with my hands when I speak. You can't see it because the camera's not on. But we will make a plan, and you have to be there to see that plan. And hopefully, it's a plan we all like. I hope it works. We'll see. It's costing me money, so I hope so. And hopefully, I'm getting that new mic very soon. So enjoy this because one day we'll look back at it and say, wow, we've come so far. The sound has gone from this to whatever we're getting next. But with that being said, people, let me not keep you. Thank you very much for joining me, particularly for my live stream Patriots for Wave Talk. Appreciate you. Brush, appreciate you. Yo Yo, I obviously saw you here earlier on. Appreciate you. And of course, ever present Mark Richards. Appreciate you, bro. Um, and of course, for anybody who's watching this after the fact, I understand we've got commitments, we've got lives. Just do me a favor. Let me know how you felt about the stream in the comment section. Give any ideas. Anything I can improve. Do you like the game? Do you like how I rank the players? Because this was the real player rating. We didn't do nonsense. And maybe share it with those people who you are like, what rating was this? Like, this is the real rating. The way he rated it is the real rating. Yeah, share it with those people. But with that being said, people, it's been your boy Vegeta Summer on the halftime. Have a good evening, people. Goodbye. No way.